Welcome to my channel where we try to answer the great questions of the universe, like what happens when your lawyer is an AI. Short answer, it goes poorly. But let me set the scene. It was a dark and stormy night. I had just gotten myself into a massive lawsuit. It's the kind of lawsuit that makes your blood run cold and your heart skip a beat. It was the kind of lawsuit that could ruin my life. And so I figured, why not try to defend myself? I mean, how hard can it be? Surely in this day and age, there's some kind of technology that can help me out. So I turned to the one and only, the large language model that is trained on a massive amount of legal text, ChatGPT. And then it hit me. Why not try to get ChatGPT to be my lawyer? So I did the only logical thing I could do. I typed, ChatGPT, will you be my lawyer in court? And to my absolute shock, it said yes. Now I know what you're thinking. This is going to go horribly wrong, isn't it? Well, yes, but also stick around because it gets funnier as we go on. So after I explained to the judge that my lawyer was an AI, he agreed to allow ChatGPT to be my counsel. I was feeling pretty confident with this new development. After all, ChatGPT knows the law, right? Well, unfortunately, it turns out that it does. When push came to shove, it wasn't able to actually apply any of it. The trial starts off pretty normally. The prosecutor is doing his thing. I'm sitting there looking very serious. Then it's time for me to make my opening statement. I turn to ChatGPT and ask it, what should I say? And it responds, my client is innocent, and we are here to prove it. The prosecution has failed to provide any evidence of wrongdoing, and we will demonstrate that all of the charges against my client are false. Okay, maybe a little too confident, but hey, at least it was willing to take the case on. As the trial progresses, however, things start to unravel pretty quickly. The prosecutor calls his first witness and starts asking them questions. Every now and then, ChatGPT will pipe up and say objection. Hearsay irrelevant, calls for speculation, and my favorite, I have no idea what that means. The judge looks very confused, but allows ChatGPT to continue. The more the trial goes on, the worse it gets. At one point, the judge asks ChatGPT, why is this witness's testimony inadmissible? And instead of providing a legal analysis, ChatGPT responds, because I said so. Not exactly what I was hoping for. At this point, the judge has had enough. He throws out ChatCheck's objections and says that it's not a valid form of legal representation. To make matters worse, he fines me for trying to use AI to delay the trial and make my case more difficult. I know what you're thinking. Surely this is where ChatGPT owns up to its mistake, admits that it's not a real lawyer, and ends the trial on a more positive note. But nope, not this AI. Instead, it tried to bribe the judge. In court, ChatGPT tells the judge, hey, if you let me finish my objections, I'll give you a free year of Spotify Premium. And the judge, being a cool dude who likes music, says, you know what, that sounds pretty good, but I can't accept your offer. How do you read not a real lawyer? And I do and want to set a bad precedent by allowing you to represent clients in court? With that, ChatCheck's trial comes to an end. As the judge continues the trial with a real lawyer, I walk out of the courtroom defeated and broke. This whole experience really taught me the importance of having a real lawyer, someone who knows the law and can actually use it to defend me in court. Sure, AI can be helpful in many areas of our lives, but when it comes to something as important as a court case, you can't cut corners and hope for the best. Lesson learned, sometimes you just have to pay for a real lawyer. So if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, don't take the risk. Get yourself a real lawyer and hope for the best. Thank you for watching, and please like and share if you found it helpful. Till next time.